Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everybody.
For some of you, it's a mindful Monday. For others of you, it's a meditation Monday. Maybe it's a meditation
That's
Monday.
a nice one. Yeah, Fishing Monday is good.
It could be a motivation Monday. But if you are part of Save That Nation, you know Monday. Yes, it's the Monday rundown where Winston and I get to talk about. I'm Janelle. That's Winston. We get to talk about all the things that we don't normally get to talk about on our Wednesday show, which is usually geared towards business and entrepreneurship. You guys have some
Yeah,
great questions that you've been bringing to us, and then we look to content creators and other thought leaders so we can all learn together to answer the questions that you have been asking.
I love it. So let's jump into today's question, guys. We got
How to make doing the hard things easy? How do we make hard things easy? Great question. I think we've talked about this a little bit. And for me, it's the how do you create less friction to do the thing? So
yeah. That's a good one.
I noticed, so those of you who've heard me talk about this before, I keep a yoga mat right next to my bed. I wake up in the morning, I like essentially I read some stuff on my phone. I have a Bible app, whatever. And I do that. And then I finish that. And I literally go to the bathroom, come back into my room, and just start doing yoga. And
Mm.
if the mat's there, everything's there. And then after I start with my routine with the yoga, and then maybe I'll do HIIT or something else after that. But the mat is there, and that's like my no friction, right? Because it's there, I just get going. Well, recently, for lots of different reasons that I want to get into right now, actually, I will say I had somebody shoot a music video in my place, and so shout out
Oh,
to
cool.
Gigster for making that happen. And I rolled up my yoga mat so that way they could use my room to do the shoot that they wanted to do,
Hmm.
and I like had it rolled up. The next morning it wasn't there, and I noticed
Do
I
your yoga.
didn't even do the yoga. It wasn't until halfway through the day and I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't do." And it's because like I'd gotten to a rhythm because the mat is right there, and that little piece of friction when I got there
Wow.
the mat wasn't there, and so like I just went about, "Okay, what do I got to do today?" and like started going through my list, and I was like, "That's so interesting." So, I'm going to say it again, the hard things, whatever the hard things are, try to make them frictionless. Try to make them easy for you to do in the day. It's the hardest thing is just to get started. So if whatever it takes to get you
Yeah,
started,
that's
if you
where I was going.
to make it easier, yeah, I think that will make doing the hard things easy. Maybe easier. I don't know if it'll make it easy, but at least it'll make it easier.
No, it's a good point. So it's funny when the initial question was asked, I thought the same thing. It's like, but is this almost sounds like an inspiration question? Like, how do I get inspired to do things that I don't want to do? I do love where you went with it though, because I definitely think, and I think I don't know if we called it so many things, micro habits or but I think what you're describing is almost like a pre-paving thing. Like you're to your point, you're setting up things to make it less difficult for you to do this thing you want to do. um I know for me, and like I do my practice of that, it's like I'll set up the video I meditate with the night before and put my headphones by my computer so I don't, I mean, it's just a little thing, but it
Mm.
literally helps because then otherwise I'm like on YouTube searching for minutes and I'd rather just sit and then jump right into the thing. So I think it's something similar to that. But in
Yeah.
terms of inspiration, I don't. I mean, maybe the question doesn't get that deep because I don't know. Each of us has, something that we get up for, that we get excited about doing. And for whatever reason that you have that thing, if you can figure out that, then you can maybe use it to apply to other things. But I like your answer, I think it's literally about just creating less resistance in the things you like to accomplish for your day. If you know you're somebody who works better with a schedule, you make time for a schedule. Post-its or
Right.
little. I remember a season of post-its where that was my thing, and then
Mm.
and now it's more my calendar or my phone or something like that. That helps me with that little reminders and stuff like that. But what do we got today?
So today we are tuning into our new friends at Mind and Body Health 101. And
Oh,
let's see
nice.
what they've got to say about the subjects. Here we go.
Let's do it.
We've all been there, staring down a daunting task or goal, Feeling overwhelmed and uncertain. Whether it's starting a new workout routine, learning a complex skill, or tackling a major work project, the mere thought of the effort required can be enough to make us want to throw in the towel. But what if I told you there's a psychological hack that can trick your brain into seeing those hard things as downright easy? It's all about leveraging the power of small, simple actions, what best-selling author James Clear calls atomic habits. In this video, I'm going to reveal the science-backed
Okay.
strategies you can use to make even the most challenging undertakings feel effortless. By the time you're done reading, you'll have the tools to start and stick to any new habit or goal, no matter how difficult it may seem. Before we jump in, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button for more content like this. Thanks! 1. The
Subscribe.
progress
Subscribe.
paradox and why small steps matter. One of the biggest mental blocks we face when tackling something hard is the belief that we need to take giant leaps to see results. We think, I have to completely overhaul my diet and exercise 2 hours a day to lose weight. Or, I
Mm,
need to sit in code for 8 hours straight to learn this new programming language. But as Stanford psychologist BJ Fogg explains in his groundbreaking work on behavior change, this all or nothing mindset is exactly what dooms most people to fail. Instead, Fogg advocates for what he calls tiny habits, minuscule actions you can do every day with little to no effort.
Mm.
The progress paradox is that these small steps actually lead to far greater long term transformation than dramatic, unsustainable changes. As Fogg states, you don't need motivation to do a 2-minute habit, you just need to do it. 2. Shrink your goals, expand your progress. So, how do you actually apply this psychological hack to your own life? The key is to take whatever daunting task or goal you're facing and ruthlessly simplify it down to the most basic, effortless first step. For example, let's say your goal is to write a best selling novel.
Okay.
Rather than trying to sit down and turn out
say that.
10,000 words in a day, your initial tiny habit could be as simple as opening a new document and typing a single sentence. Just one sentence.
Yeah.
That's it. Or if your aim is to get in shape, don't start with an intense 90-minute workout. Begin by doing 10 push ups every morning when you get out of bed. That's
Mm.
it. The beauty of this approach, as behavioral scientist BJ Fogg explains, is that when the behavior is tiny, it's easier to do and more likely to actually happen. And as you start stacking those small wins day after day, you'll be shocked by how much progress you can make. 3. Cultivate a catalyst mindset. Of course, the real key to making this psychology hack work is consistency. It's not enough to take one tiny action, you have to turn it into an automatic habit. That's where the concept of a catalyst mindset comes in, as outlined by productivity expert James Clear. Instead of waiting to feel motivated or inspired, you need to see each small step as a spark that ignites bigger change. As Clear writes, motivation is crap. Motivation comes and goes. When you're driven by emotions and
Yeah.
feelings, you're going to quit as soon as you have a bad day or you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
In contrast, a catalyst mindset is about taking action regardless of your mood or circumstances. So the next time you're facing a major challenge, remember, don't try to transform your whole life in a day. Just focus on taking the smallest, easiest first step. And watch as that one little action starts an unstoppable domino effect. The secret to doing hard things isn't superhuman willpower or motivation. It's all about reframing your mindset and breaking big goals down into tiny, effortless habits. By tapping into the psychological principles of progress and catalyst thinking, you can trick your brain to seeing difficult tasks as downright easy. So, what's your one sentence or 10 push ups going to be? Choose your first tiny step and get started today. I'm cheering you on. Please like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.
So it turns out we weren't far off.
No, I agree. I think we're right on there.
Yeah.
They added an aspect to it that I do also agree with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do make the thing frictionless,
Mm.
and then to their point, do something that is so easy to do that like it seems like why wouldn't I do it? Like it's such an easy win, right? I think I actually could add 10 push-ups. At one point, I was trying to do 50 push-ups a day, and that
And
like
okay. Yeah.
yeah,
Too much.
that was tough.
It's too much. Do you know what? You know what? Is interesting. So two things. One, just now when you mentioned the push-up thing, that made me think of
The push-up challenge.
Marcusetta. Well, it made me think of Marcusetta Because that was
Uh-huh.
something Marcus said. I used to get on stage and talking about. I do however many push-ups he did, but he goes, I
Uh-huh.
make this in every single day, and he goes, it's literally about just the discipline of it. So I thought of that just now, and it actually made me think of when there's something that we did at Equinox as trainers, where when someone comes in and you do something called an assessment, and people just kind of share their goals with you, tell you why they what they're looking to accomplish. You start to give them like insights into what they can change, and it's so funny how many people will be like, "Oh yeah, I want to lose all this weight," and they talk about, "Oh, I got all rid of all the bad food in my house and did all these things," and those people were the ones who were more likely to fail than the ones who are like, "Oh, I just want to take this really easy. I just want to start out and like, what's one thing I could change?" And one of the first things we always insist is get rid of sodas and juices and just switch to adding more water to your diet.
Mm.
And it would be like, and for many people that can still be challenging, but for others it's like, oh really, that's all you want me to do? Because you don't want to jump. It's like that big change of getting rid of all your bad food, your body isn't going to adjust that quickly, essentially. And
Mm.
that means, let me not say your body, that's not correct, excuse me, your body does adapt. Your habit won't adjust that quickly, because our bodies are actually quite responsive. But your habit of, I like something salty, I eat, I like something sweet, or I eat this with this. Those are things that take time. But something as simple as just adding water to your meals instead of a drink or a wine, things like that. Clients who drank alcohol every week, hey, switch the alcohol to juice. Wait, really? It's just kind of the lesser of two evils kind of a thing, just to kind of
Mhm.
get yourself into that. So I
Mhm.
actually agree. That was actually really, really good.
I love it. So I'm going to. I was thinking the things I could do. Recently, I heard having strong thigh muscles actually helps with increasing longevity. I'm not going to get into why. I know. Actually, no, I will. Go watch the Simon Sinek video interview that he just did on the Diary of the CEO. We're fans of the Diary of the CEO. He actually talks about the science behind that. So I live in a building that has 6 stories. So I can walk from for the first floor to the 6th floor. That is actually a
Mhm.
very easy thing for me. What I used to do is I used to do it was more exercise. I used to run up to the first flight and then down, back down, then run up 2 flights, then back down, then run up
Oh
3 flights,
wow.
then back down, right? And that to me was a workout. And it is.
It is a workout. Yeah, it is a workout for sure.
Yeah. And so that to me is harder. And it was always, like your mind is like, oh, I don't want to do it. But like I'd force myself to do it. But it's not a force if I just go from 1 all the way to 6. I can do that. I can do that as a way to strengthen my thigh muscles.
Yeah, your knees, everything.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
got
my
it.
10 push-ups.
And we're gonna
Yours?
hold Janelle to that, guys.
Are you gonna add what's your one
Is
thing you
my thing a workout thing? Actually, you know what? I can add push-ups to my thing. I do bench pressing now, and I rarely do push-ups. But there are times where I was doing. Oh, you know what I'd actually like to add? I was doing 100 squats a day. I used to do 10 every hour. I go back to doing my 100 squats a day, and I'm gonna throw push-ups in because I do that as well. So I'm gonna do 100 squats and 100 push-ups, literally just 10 every hour for some point throughout my day. And next Monday, so I'll start it this week. Next Monday, I'll tell you guys if I completed this.
All right.
Janelle will hold you to
Great.
yours as well.
Yeah.
And you guys in the comments, tell us what your thing is going to be. Start
Yes.
this today or start tomorrow, whenever you start, but you got to do it till the next time we see you guys, and you'll let
Yeah.
us know if you got it done.
And
So I
let
love
us know
that.
how you get
That
on.
was
Say
good.
that.
With
Well,
that,
until we see each other next week, remember, as always, you deserve the good life. Say that.
say that. We'll see you guys. Peace.